Alright guys, so we are at AWS Management Console. So you can start typing the name of the service. Let's say it's Cloud Trail for this example. So now you will land in the welcome page for the Cloud Trail. You can see the option create trail because you do not have any trail created yet on this account, and you can have some recent events information. So this is the dashboard. In the event history, you can have all the information regarding various resource types, events that are happening in the AWS, and it includes of both API and non-API calls being made by a user by a particular service. For example, any instance ID is calling particular service. You can have all the information, and you can view the event in JSON format at what exactly happened. So this is more into the audit, and especially in the security team. For them, this is a single source of truth. So that's why we are enabling this Cloud Trail, because once the Cloud Trail is enabled, we have the information stored in the S3 bucket. This S3 bucket could be in a local account or it could be in a centralized account. Example, if you have 5 AWS accounts like dev, QoS, production, non-production, or test, you can have a centralized S3 bucket in one of the landing zone or one of account, central account. So in that way, you are actually centralizing the log management, and the security team can actually leverage that S3 bucket to use any SIEM or CASB to have any particular custom alarms on those particular events, like get object, put object, or any user they want to monitor any of the activities. So that is something this is very useful. Insights is a new offering for Cloud Trail. It's recently being enabled from the AWS side. In Insights, what you can do, you can actually run custom queries just like a database queries, and you can have information regarding that particular activity. So you can have at least 90 days of the events you can see from here. If you want to see further events, like for the last 6 months, you have to use Kinesis, and you have to make sure you have S3 bucket enabled. So once the logs are stored in the S3, you can leverage Cloud Trail and Kinesis to visualize and to get more insightful information. Trails will give you information of all the existing trails that you have. So for the record, you can have more than one trail for account. So this is a new account right now. So this is a new setup. So let's say we are creating our first trail, right? Just click on create trail. Give a meaningful name here. Let's say your company name is ABC and this is your development account. You just give trail information. Apply trail to all regions. You can choose yes or no based on your setup. Management events, we're just gonna keep it default, like that is read write. KMS events, yes. Insight events, you can choose yes or no. This is more granular trailing that you want to enable on your account. I'm just gonna keep it no as of now, because if you enable this feature, there will be additional charges, because there will be more write API calls being recorded. And AWS give you only a few thousand API calls free in a Cloud Trail. If you exceeded like 100,000 API calls, API non-API calls, if you exceeded that limit, they will start charging you. So make sure you choose only those services that is necessary, and you have a budget for that one. Data events is something is again optional. This is more into get object, put object. So you can see here. So the example of data events are any API activity including get object, delete object, or put object is being recorded here. So that means if you're using AWS CLI and someone is logging using any credentials of a programmatic access, and they're running any queries, any CLI commands or get object, it will all be recorded here. This is more into a granular option that you can have. So you need to specify the S3 bucket with the prefix, that what is the prefix for that particular call, so you can easily identify those logs. You can also use Lambda function for this one. Okay, in our case, we're just gonna create a new S3 bucket or use an existing one. So let's say no, and you have to choose the bucket name. So it's always good to have a bucket created before. So I just create an empty bucket known as ABC Dev Cloud Trail bucket. I can show you over here in the services. So if you go to S3 Management Console, you have a bucket name, Cloud Trail bucket. So I specifically give name as a Cloud Trail bucket so it's easy to identify. And over here, we do not have any objects yet. So going back to Cloud Trail Management Console, so we have chosen the bucket name where all the logs will be stored. You can go to advanced and give a prefix, something like this. You can give anything if you want. So I'll just give ABC Trail. Okay. Encrypt log files with KMS. You can use encryption if you really want to. Enable log validation, yes. If you want to put any SNS, you can enable it. So like anything, any particular log entry, if you want to enable it, you have to choose a topic. Any API call, non-API call being made, it will trigger an SNS notification. You can add tags if you want. You can give an add tag, you can say name, or you can say account. I would say it is ABC Dev, and that's it. Just click on create. So just to recap, to get started, what is the minimal things you need to enable? You need to give a CloudTrail name. The rest all you can keep it as default. And second thing is you need to give an S3 bucket. If you have an existing bucket, you can choose no and give a name. Otherwise you can just create a new S3 bucket from here itself. You can give log prefix. It's always optional, and tag is also optional. So basically you just need to give two options. Just click on create. Alright, so you can see this is the trail name, the region, insights. The organization trail is no because we do not own any organization. This is a standalone account. The S3 bucket name, the log prefix, and status. One thing to note is CloudWatch logs group. It is not there. So this is a very good practice, and most of people generally miss this part. If you want to enable any CloudWatch logs or any CloudWatch alarms, like any failed API calls and unauthorized account login, the use of root user account, if someone make any changes in the security groups, and there are so many other security concerns that actually comes into the picture. If you do not enable the CloudWatch logs group for CloudTrail, you cannot set up that in CloudWatch. So in order to do that, it's very easy and straightforward. Once you create a CloudTrail, just click on the trail that you have just created, scroll down. Over here we have options, configure CloudWatch to monitor your CloudTrail logs. So click on configure. You can set it the name of particular, just give a default. I'll just give a default and click on continue. So either you can choose a new IAM role or you can choose an existing IAM role if you have anything. So this is the policy that is attached to this particular role. So this is by default, so we're just gonna use a by default because that makes sense for our case right now. We're just gonna say allow, and that's it. Just a quick recap again. So what you guys did today, you just went to services, you just choose CloudTrail, and you just went to trails. You choose an option, create trail. This is the name that you have to give to get started. Scroll down, keep everything as default, and choose the location where you want to store the logs. It could be a new bucket or existing bucket. Just give a name and just create a bucket. That's it. So once the bucket is created, you have to enable the CloudWatch logs. Scroll down, go for CloudWatch log groups, keep all the settings as default, hit next, and just create a new CloudWatch log group where all the logs will be stored, and you can now create custom CloudWatch alarms on this CloudWatch log group. So this is a CloudWatch log group. This is a trail logs that you have, and here we go. So you have all the information, all the logs started to being exported here. So you can run custom queries on these logs, you can create custom alarms on this one, and this is the way you can actually audit your infrastructure. So anything that actually happened in your account you want to investigate, so this is a single source of truth for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So if you like this video and found it informative, please hit the like button and subscribe. So I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.